What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and y'all asked with another video today. And talk about uh, somebody getting away with a felony murder offense without assault with a deadly weapon charge. Let's talk about Miguel Cotto. Now, Manny Pacquiao signed to fight Jeff Horner there in Australia. And a lot of people are turned off by that fight, but business-wise, it makes sense because it's happening in Australia, like I said, and it's going to break all types of records over there. So I understand it from that point of view. But with the shit that Miguel Cotto is on, he on some straight nut shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been throwing out names out there for a while. He tried to fight Kirkland. Nobody wanted to see that bullshit or pay for that on pay-per-view. Then tried to fight Marquez. Marquez wasn't big enough to move up high enough, and he was too big to move down small enough. That fight has some intrigue to it. Now he's been thrown in there with another Asian guy, I can't remember his name, common guy who fought a great fight with Robert Guerrero, and I think he fought a fight with Jose Soto Carras. Jose Soto Carras, I think. I don't know who won that fight between him and common guy. And then he's been thrown in there with Brandon Rios. I don't know what happened with the Victor Ortiz fight. Seems like it's not going to happen. And, Victor Ortiz has life after boxing. He has a movie career and he has a degree as well from the University of Kansas, I think. So, he not even studying the boxing thing no more. And I think that's the part why his career went down the rails. He has options. And you know what they say, boxing is the last man's resort, poor man's sport. But, Austin Trout recently called Miguel Cotto out, say, come get your rematch. And we know he lost to Jamal Charlo at 154 pounds for his another shot at the world title. He had worked his way from the bottom from ESPN2 and worked his way back up. And had a tough, close fight in some people's opinion with Jamal Charlo. And look at how Jamal Charlo blew out a blue chip prospect in Julian J. Rock Williams. It just tells me that Austin Trout has plenty left in the tank. And, he did outbox Miguel Cotto last time, and I thought he won decisively and by a few points in my opinion. And Miguel Cotto didn't like that. And he had a fight-by-fight relationship with Golden Boy. And he thought, and he said in an article that Golden Boy should have got him the decision. They should have gave him the decision, insinuating that they had some type of play with the judges, which we all know is true with a lot of promotional and advisors in the sport today. And they should have gave him the tip of the hat over Austin Trout. And, then after that, he fled to, I think he worked with Top Rank one more time. Then he fled to Rock Nation. And now he's here. And I think this is the most sensible fight for him. I think it's a good fight for him. I think it's a fight that he can sell, that he can avenge his loss to Austin Trout. I think it's a fight that the fans can rally around and fans can gravitate to on free HBO. It's not a pay-per-view fight. Neither one of the other fights. I wouldn't want us to go see those fights for free, unless, Miguel Cotto's going to go to Tokyo Asian fight and try to open up a new market there. I don't see Cotto doing it. Or he can go back to as a welcome home fight. But I think a welcome home fight in Puerto Rico. I'm just making some ideas out there. If he has a come home fight in Puerto Rico, a big fight with Austin Trout, I think that will sell pretty good in Puerto Rico, especially with the backdrop of Austin Trout already beating him. And I think this fight just makes a lot of sense. Austin Trout was Barry Hunter. He showed a lot of resiliency versus Jamal Charlo. And he showed that he's still a durable fighter. And Miguel Cotto, he's looking for a good fight. It looks like he's looking for an easy pushover type of fight on his way out the door. But why not have a fight in Puerto Rico versus Austin Trout, which a guy that already beat you, a guy that shows he has something in the tank left. And it's a fight that you will have something to prove to get motivated for, to avenge that loss to him. You don't want to fight none of the other young guys in a division. You either willing to go down a division to fight two guys in common guy and Brandon Rios and potentially a catchweight with Juan Marquez at some point in time. Why not stick in your division, 154, fight Austin Trout, a guy that's willing to fight you with the story behind it, and it's a selling point. I think people will tune in to watch that fight. I think that fight does well over 1 million views on HBO. I think it can crack 2 million views, especially if you coming You going home to Puerto Rico to fight, you know, your heritage. Austin Trout would have no trouble making that trip, and it could be a catapult for a rebirth in the division for Austin Trout, and it could be a catapult for a rebirth in Miguel Cotto. And a lot of people let Miguel Cotto get away with the fact that, you know, he paid Triple G to step aside. He dug Triple G for many years. He capitalized off of old one-legged Sergio Martinez to restore the roar in his career. You know, he fought a beat-down, hand-me-down, and Daniel Gill. And, you know, he fought a good fight with Canelo Alvarez, but he came up short. Now it seems like he's just really trying to cash out and stretch his value now in the twilight of his career. But if you're going to try to make fights pay-per-view and still be big time, you got to fight a challenge. And I see you don't want to test yourself against the best in the division or the best at 160 or catch weight with anybody at 147. Why not fight Austin Trout and then get you a good fight? You know, fighting these C-level and sub-C level fighters is not going to get you a rematch with Canelo Alvarez. And, you know, nobody's going to be checking for you. So I would like to see, you know, him fight Austin Trout. He couldn't get Kell Brook in there. It sounded like Cotto and his team didn't want that. So why not Austin Trout? And finish the year off with a big name. We gone.